Just two dudes having a conversation. You're my friend and I trust you.
Christmas time is just around the corner, and I'm so excited for Christmas.
Are you actually excited for Christmas?
I do like Christmas.
Yeah.
I like to get tons of presents. I like everyone to watch me unwrap my presents.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Christmas. That's the only thing I like
Do you
about it.
throw a fit when it's not what you want, or you got clothes?
Oh man, if I were to get clothes, you don't even want to be around me. I'm just a terror. Or God forbid it's the wrong color of thing that I wanted.
Yeah.
Throw a huge fit.
You know, because you have to let the people know
That they messed up.
they messed up.
They ruined my day.
They ruined the Christmas for the year.
Yeah.
That's only fair.
Yeah. This is You're My Friend and I Trust You, the podcast.
It is the podcast. Hopefully you're listening on Back Row Radio. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really sweet. We're pretty stoked to be on there.
And we hope that at this point you've enjoyed your Thanksgiving.
Yes. We hope that you had so much turkey that you were put into a turkey coma, tryptophan coma.
There's little that's better than the turkey naps.
You know what I heard, though?
What?
Online. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But I heard that really tryptophan doesn't make you that tired. And it's just the fact that we eat so much. That's what makes us tired.
That's probably true, but I feel better when I just say it's the turkey.
It's the tryptophan.
But Thanksgiving afternoon naps are...
I never get that.
Really?
No.
You don't take a nap?
I always just have so much family over.
Yeah.
If I take a nap, I'm that jerk that's like, oh, all this family's here, and he's just asleep on the couch. You know?
I guess maybe my whole family is composed of jerks because we all take naps.
I wish I lived in a family like that.
Actually, when we lived in Indiana for a bit, that's where my dad's family's from. And so we would go to his parents for Thanksgiving Day. And we would get there, I don't know, like 11:30 or so, hang out for a bit. Then we'd have like this huge Thanksgiving meal. And then the girls all went shopping. And so the guys all like, you know, got the one button undone, you know, and we all passed out on the couch watching football.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Man, my Thanksgiving would consist of people coming over to my parents' house, like my cousins and my uncle and stuff. And we would eat, and then I would always be forced to do the dishes. Oh. Yeah. Because my mom spent all morning cooking, so now it's my turn to contribute.
Dishes.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a dishwasher, do you?
No, which is the worst. So we would make like a line of kids. Like I would be washing, my sister would be rinsing, and then my cousin would be drying, and my other cousin putting away or whatever. But
rinsing's the best job.
It's so easy. Just like drying sucks.
Yeah.
Putting away sucks, especially if you don't know where anything goes. So where does this go? Where does this spoon go? You're just doing that for everything. Washing's just the worst.
Yeah.
I hate getting food on me. Like, you know when you put something in a trash can and you just get a little something slimy like on your hand? Worst ever.
And my thing too is like, how clean are we really getting the dishes when we're washing them in the same water? Like after the first dish, isn't the water compromised?
I don't know. It's still sudsy sometimes.
Yeah, but there's goo and...
But you're getting all the visible stuff off, right?
Oh, I guess. I've always wondered that, like, this water is now black.
Yeah.
But it's got soap in it. Like,
I used to live with my cousin. When I was in Pittsburgh, he moved to Pittsburgh after I did, and he stayed with me for like 2 or 3 months while he was finding a place. The way that he washed dishes, because I didn't have a dishwasher in Pittsburgh either, is he would just run water, and every single thing, he would have his soap bottle and spritz some soap on it, and then wash it. Which is, per your argument, make sure that everything gets clean.
Right.
But he was going through like half a bottle of soap every time he did dishes. And I was the one buying the soap.
Oh, man.
So I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Did you guys have any sort of like laid out terms of him staying there? Like he was responsible for this, and this, or
when he was like, "Hey, do you mind if I stay with you for a little bit?" I was like, "Okay, but you have a hard like this time limit, and then you have to be gone."
Okay.
Because I knew that we wouldn't live well together after a certain amount of time, just knowing him and knowing me. Like we're good friends, but I know that after a certain amount of time, it'd be too much.
Yeah.
But I was like, a certain amount of time, you got to be gone. And it was basically, I'm trying to remember all the terms that we had. Buy your own food. Because he liked to buy like super expensive stuff. Like he was there was a Italian grocery store in Pittsburgh, which was amazing, by the way. I was in heaven.
Yeah.
But everything there was like imported from Italy, and like you could get really fancy stuff, but it was like super expensive. So he would like to go there. I would not, because I was dirt poor, no money. So buy your own food. And I can't really remember anything else.
Did he pay any rent?
No.
Well, no wonder he's going to the fancy Italian.
I know. I don't think I think he did. It wasn't like it's this much for this amount of time. I think he just kicked me some money.
I gotcha.
So,
yeah, I've learned that those conversations are key when letting someone stay with you.
Yeah. He also never took out the trash.
Oh.
So, Josh, if you're listening to this,
just really airing
this is all coming out now. But yeah, that was just the main thing. Like it was, for the most part, a pretty enjoyable experience, and like our schedules were kind of different enough that like I would be going out when he was coming in. Gotcha. I would be going out to go to the studio at night, and he was coming in from work.
Yeah.
But that was like the one thing is I would just come down to the kitchen, and there would be like a foot of trash higher than the trash can itself, just piled up.
You just keep smashing it down.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. But for the most part, an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your worst roommate experience? The one in particular excluded, but
okay,
like worst college roommate experience.
So I guess like there's a few. Like my first semester of college, I roomed with one of my best friends growing up, and like everyone's like, you gotta be careful when you do that. And it was fine for a time, and then I don't know what happened, and he just like went home. And we've since reconciled and we're fine. But to my knowledge, there was no like fight or anything. It was just like he left, and like he would just commute to school for the semester, and then
he left because he was just done living with you.
I guess, yeah. I think part of it was like I was dating a girl at the time, and so like I was gone a lot, and like
gotcha.
He was used to just hanging out with me, I think. But then the next roommate I had, like he let me know super late, so I didn't have time to like find a roommate, so I couldn't afford a single room. So I had just let them pair me up with someone else who was in the same situation, and he was a nice kid. He was just different. I liked the room basically as cold as we could get it.
Yeah.
Especially when the school's paying for it. I mean, I'm paying for it, but
right.
It's already a set fee. So I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
So, we moved in right before we left for Christmas. Like we moved everything in, and he came back to school before I did after Christmas, And I got into the room, and it was so hot in there that like we had like those old, I don't think it's the linoleum, but like, what's the texture where it's like, it's hard, and like kind of slick looking, not marble.
Tile?
Yeah, let's just call it tile. I don't think it's like exactly tile, but like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so we had those style floors, and it was so hot in there, the floors were wet.
Oh my word.
Yeah. I was like, and like muggy, and like
worse.
he wasn't necessarily the cleanest kid, and so like
Ugh.
when it's all warm and muggy, plus like not necessarily great hygiene.
Yuck.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this isn't happening. So like I walked over and turned it all the way down, and I ended up going somewhere. I don't remember what it was. And at this point, I hadn't really met him. Like I saw him before we left, but like we didn't really know each other. And so I turned it down. I went to class or something, and like while I was in class, he came back, turned it back up, and then he left, and I came back. I was like, oh no. And so it got to the point where I was just like, dude, listen. And I was like, I can only take off so many clothes and be comfortable. And I don't want to sweat while I sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, you can always throw on more clothes, put a blanket on.
Yep.
I was like, can we come to some sort of compromise? And so I didn't have it as cold as it could get, but it was at least comfy whenever I was like there. And like we just came to an understanding. But every weekend that I would leave and come back, and he'd be working when I got home. Like it was always like super hot again. Yeah, and I don't remember what else happened with him aside from that. It was just kind of awkward. Like our personalities were just weird. But it was also funny because the two guys across the hall, like we hung out all the time, like us four. And we actually one time on a Saturday went down into downtown Cincinnati, and we're walking around. And at that point, George Clooney was filming a movie, The Ides of March in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And so like we found the lot where all the trailers were at. And then as we were walking through one of the more famous buildings in town, they had the catwalk sectioned off because they were shooting a scene. So we watched them shoot a scene that's in the movie.
Did you see Clooney?
Yeah, saw Clooney.
Oh man.
And then on our way back, we walked past the that trailer lot. And as we were on the sidewalk, there's like the exit of the parking lot. And a van comes pulling up and stops. And so we're standing right next to this van who's like in our walkway. And look in the window, and Ryan Gosling is like, from me to you, which is like what, 3 feet maybe. Yeah. And
oh man,
so he's like looking at us, and Parker, the kid who was with us, pulled out his phone, and is like taking pictures. So Ryan Gosling pulls out his phone and like pretends like he's taking pictures of us. Awesome. Yeah, and so that was kind of cool. That was probably the highlight of my CCU experience, but yeah. But then my next college, I got stuck with the baseball team.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that before. Your floor was all baseball players, and you were not on the baseball team.
No, and which is funny because like I played baseball growing up, but like college baseball players have such a different like vibe that I'm just not on board with, and so yeah. Plus, I was in a really, really bad spot, just mentally and whatnot. So
that doesn't help.
No. I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And my roommate smells like, because like he would come back from practice and not shower.
Oh no.
And like I brought my futon to college. And so he would like not shower. He caught, which was even worse.
Oh man.
And so then he wouldn't shower and then sit on my futon. And so I left my futon when I left. I was like, you can have this. It stinks.
I caught in baseball as well, and I know from experience that after you take all that gear off, you're just dirty because that you can't get all that sand and dust off of that stuff unless you wash it between every single practice and game, which there's no way that anybody does that.
Yeah. Plus, you're sweating and
that sticks in there as well.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Would you rather have stayed on a floor of all baseball players or all lacrosse players?
Oh. If I had to choose baseball, just because like at least deep down I could find some sort of like, not connection,
similarity.
Yeah, similarities. Yeah. Like I could relate a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No relation at all.
Lacrosse, like I have a very stereotypical like picture in my head of lacrosse players, which is probably wrong, but they're not like me at all.
They're just a different breed of people, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to do a what do you do scenario?
I actually have some for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If I can find the screenshot on my phone.
Okay. Well, maybe I wasn't going to play the theme music because we only had the one, but if you have multiple, then I guess we'll play the theme music. So cue theme music. There's a monster coming after you. Your roommate's dead, you don't know what to do. Your house is on fire and so are you. What do you do? All right. Do you want to do this one first? Or do you want to do one of those first?
I'm still looking for mine.
Okay. Well, as you're looking, I'll read this one. And this is actually from one of our most self-proclaimed faithful listeners. She is our self-proclaimed most faithful listener, my sister, Megan. And she sent us this very long email the other day. And we read the story of me almost drowning as a kid on the last episode. And this is still part of that same email. It's a what do you do scenario. So her what do you do scenario is, you are on an African safari. You are observing a herd, pack, whatever it is, of lions. Suddenly the vehicle you're traveling in breaks down. Your driver/tour guide panics, gets out of the vehicle and makes a run for it. The lions think he's after their cubs, so they attack and kill him. You, your wife/significant other, and the stranger you are safarying with are now left alone in a broken down vehicle miles away from civilization. The lions are angry and view you as a potential threat. What do you do? So to summarize, you're on a safari with your wife and another person, and your vehicle breaks down. Your guide freaks out, runs away. The lions kill him, and now you're stuck without a guide.
And the lions are...
They're angry.
They're angry.
And view us as a potential threat.
Is this vehicle like one of those open air ones, or...
That's what I had in my mind as I read it.
Because like if it's open air, you at this point you just gotta fight and hope for the best.
Yeah. Do you think that you could crawl underneath? Would they be able to reach you underneath?
I think they probably would. Would be my guess.
Maybe if they might slash the tires too, and the vehicle would just smush you.
And they would have that in mind when they do it. I'm gonna smush this.
I don't know. First of all, I don't think the guide would freak out and run away. Right. So this scenario is flawed from the beginning.
Because he's a guide.
He's a guide. He does this all the time.
And
he's trained.
If he could run away and make it, wouldn't have I just like followed the guide?
But he's dead now.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lions killed him.
Okay.
And we're also miles away from civilization.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a closed vehicle,
just wait it out.
Yeah, you just gotta wait it out.
Yeah.
But if it's open,
I say if it's me and my significant other, we take this third guy, we chop him up into pieces and throw him out around the vehicle, kind of to just sedate the lions a little bit, get them interested in something else other than us. And I try to get the vehicle started up again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm either hunkering down and waiting it out and then trying to fix the vehicle. Either way, like, I think I would have to have accepted at this point that death is a very real thing.
Yes.
And I got to do what is going to give me the best bet. And that would either be hunkering down if it's protected, or if it's not protected, trying to find something to scare them off or
fight them with or something,
and go out swinging.
Yeah, I think. Have you ever seen The Gray with Liam Neeson?
Yes.
If you haven't seen that movie, Liam Neeson is being hunted. His plane crashes in like the Canadian tundra, and he is being hunted by this pack of wolves. And there's like 10 guys in their group to start with. One by one, the wolves kill all of these guys, and it's down to just Liam Neeson by the end of the movie. I'm totally going to spoil this movie for you, but at the very end of the movie, Liam Neeson knows he's been beat, and he's like a wolf killer. That's his job, is he protects pipeline workers from wolves attacking them. He shoots them. So he knows everything there is to know about wolves, and he knows that like who the alpha of the pack is. So what he does is he gets like broken glass or something, and he like Wolverine claws it between his fingers. So there's glass sticking out like when he makes a fist, and he just stares down this alpha wolf at the end of the movie. And he's going to die, but he's going to go out swinging. So that's what you got to do with these lions.
Oh, yeah,
you're
absolutely.
dead if you're surrounded by a pack of lions and it's an open air vehicle.
Yeah. And like, you got to go out swinging.
You got to Liam Neeson the situation.
In any situation you find yourself in life, you
Liam
could
Neeson
think,
it.
what would Liam Neeson do? And generally, it's probably going to be the right option.
That's what this segment should be called. What would Liam Neeson do?
Oh man! So all the screenshots that I thought I took, I didn't save. So I found the website, and I'm like trying to save them real quick. But
Gotcha.
I do have at least one for you right off the bat.
Okay.
Once I pull it back up,
All right.
trying to figure out which one I want to do. I'll do a less serious one first.
Okay.
You invent a food product where you mix together equal amounts of butter and I can't believe it's not butter. What do you name it?
100% organic farm raised butter. Because that's what's selling today. Also vegan in the corner.
So you totally go with the false.
Oh yeah, false advertising. I'm making as much money as I can off this wonder product.
Well, you can't.
Yes.
I'll lose it later.
I
in a
know that
lawsuit.
ship is going to come crashing down. But I'm going to make bank in the meantime.
That's fair.
People are going to be like, this is the best vegan butter I've ever had in my entire life. And I'll just be twisting my mustache, laughing maniacally behind them.
Twisting my mustache. I mean, at that point, yeah. Would you ever grow like a mustache that you could twist at the ends?
I'm trying to right now, but this mustache right here is 4 years in the making, 3 years in the making. And it's thin and gross. But it's slowly getting there to full mustache potential.
Yeah.
My facial hair, like on my mustache part and like underneath my bottom lip, just does not grow.
Yeah.
Everything else, like I could grow the meanest neck beard you've ever seen if I wanted to.
That's very true.
But
It actually connects to his chest hair.
I have to trim it.
It's got to trim the line.
I gotta like find like where do I want my chest hair to start? And that's where I have to start up.
My mustache, for the longest time, would not connect to my beard.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah, and like even now, like if I don't have it as long as I do, like it's super thin there, so it looks like just like a mustache, and then like I have a pretty thick beard, I think.
Yeah, you do.
And so it's like just a weird like line of not connectedness. So yeah, my facial hair started in like 8th grade with like 3 little hairs on my Adam's apple, and then just like came in like wildfire up my face.
Would you ever go just the stash?
I have before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but at the time it wasn't like as thick as this. If I had it like as thick as this, granted, I still don't really know how to properly trim my mustache because like I don't like it like coming down in my mouth and
I
stuff.
don't like to be able to like accidentally bite a mustache.
Yeah. And then like also whenever it gets all like scraggly, it goes up into my nose and tickles my nose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, it's also one of those things like if I was in a job where they limited my facial hair, like what would I do? Like,
Yeah. You're in a job where you didn't know this when you were hired, but now that you are hired, they tell you that you have to wear a beard net. What do you do?
I start looking for another job. And in the meantime, suck it up and wear the beard net. I wouldn't shave my beard. Like, I've told Allie that would actually play a factor into me taking a job or not. If I had to. And actually, I don't think she wants me not to have a beard at this point. Yeah. Like, she doesn't even like it when I trim it short.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Because I'd kind of look weird without any facial hair.
Yeah, I do too. I don't have a very strong jawline. I have a very weak chin, and I'm very self-conscious about that. So my beard just fills that up.
Oh, shoot.
I will say, though, my girlfriend, Emily, did not like guys with beards before we started dating. Now I've turned her into a beard girl.
That's how Allie was. Her ideal guy was like clean shaven, wore khakis, and she married me.
So the opposite.
The absolute opposite.
Just a scraggly jean wearing dude.
Yesterday we were at lunch, and my job, like, I don't look homeless when I go to work, but I can wear jeans and like a nice t-shirt or, a button up or something.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I had jeans on and like a t-shirt, and I had a flannel on, like just like not buttoned up but open. And she was talking about how she really wishes that, like, she could wear jeans to work and whatnot. And then she looked at me, she goes, being married to you is really hard sometimes.
I saw that you tweeted that.
Thanks, babe. No shame. I was like, I can go to work comfy and I'm cool with it. Okay, I have another one.
All right, lay it on me.
You're walking in a forest and you found a black suitcase. Okay. Inside it holds $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word: don't.
Ooh.
Would you take the suitcase home or leave it?
Ooh. Oh, man. Well, I initially just right off the bat got curse. It's cursed. It's cursed money. But I don't believe in curses. So I'm going to take that money and run, man. But also, before I take it, I got to check for like exploding dye packs and stuff, I'm going to check for like a tracer. I'm probably going to take the money out of the briefcase and put it into something else just in case the briefcase is bugged or has a tracer on it.
It's fair.
But I'd say 100%.
You're taking it?
I'm taking that money.
Yeah. Are you leaving the note?
Just in the
Just leave
briefcase.
it with it, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm not taking the note.
No,
it's got
no
blood
way.
on it.
It's got blood. You don't know what's in that blood.
Yeah, I would probably do the same.
Yeah. How could you not?
I have another one if you want to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. You find a book and begin to read only to discover that it is your life.
Oh, the book is about my life.
Yeah, the book is your life.
I've heard this scenario before.
You get to the point you are at now. Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come?
That's so difficult because I've heard that question before. I've thought about this before. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because who's to say that I can't change?
That's the scenario.
Or that's like, I know for a fact in that scenario that whatever happens next, I can't change it no matter how.
That's the assumption we're operating under.
Okay. Oh boy. Man, this is such a tough one.
Yeah.
I just want to know how I die.
Do you want to know how you die?
Maybe. I don't know. Like right now.
Knowing that you can't change it.
Ugh. I want to know. Okay. I want to know that I die 80 and in my sleep and full of life and love and surrounded by family. But that's what I want to. That's what I want to read.
Yeah.
It could be like as soon as you stop reading this book, a pterodactyl is going to come bite your head off, or a murderer is going to torture you and kill you. I don't want to read something like that. I don't know.
I don't turn the page.
I think I'd probably chicken out. I think I'd keep the book.
Yeah.
And it would be just like a huge like battle. Like I'd just constantly like struggle.
Would you give it to someone else to read?
Oh, maybe. That's a good idea.
But then if they don't tell you something,
then it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
But you don't know what the bad news is going to be.
Yeah. Maybe I give it to a total stranger and say, hey, read this fiction book that I found. What do you think of it? And then I ask them, I was like, so how did it end? Was it a happy ending? And that's how I do it.
But then you would still know.
Then I would still know. That's right. There's no good way.
Or would it be better to give it to like a stranger and tell them what it is and basically say, I don't want you to tell me anything until the week before or the day before.
Yeah.
That way you at least have time to do any last, Yeah.
You
can say goodbye if you want.
Yep.
But you don't live your life knowing what date it's going to be until
Gotcha.
it's closer to the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's better or worse.
I don't know. Here's what I do. I burn that book. I burn it and I chop it up. Make my own fate.
But you still, whatever was in the book.
Oh, I'm still bound by it.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Thought I found a loophole.
Ugh. I'm going to say no, I don't read it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the book and I'm going to keep it locked away. Like Dorian Gray?
No.
It's a fictional story. This dude had a painting commissioned of himself. And as long as he did not look at the painting, he would not age and he would be immortal. But the painting aged. So he was like 200 years old, looked like 30, like as old as he was when he was painted. But for everybody else, if you were to look at the painting, it would be like a painting of like a 200-year-old man. And then I think in that story, he ends up like being forced to look at the painting, and then he slowly or quickly, very quickly, within the course of like 30 seconds, ages to 200 years and dies.
Wow.
But I think I would just keep that book locked away, and it would be like a Dorian Gray situation, except I wouldn't be immortal.
Yeah. But what happens if like one of your future kids accidentally reads it, and then they're like, Dad, guess what?
You die at 50.
Bye.
See ya. Oh man, I don't know. I would keep it very securely locked away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, honestly.
There's
so many
I think
like,
that's the
nuances
toughest.
within it.
I think that's the toughest what do you do we've had. I guess we won't know until we're in that situation, huh? Until we got that
answer
book.
to everything.
I'm going to sneeze, I think.
Just don't do it in the mic, please. It's so loud.
Straight into mic.
No.
Yeah.
Nice sounds for the podcast listeners enjoying this on a Friday afternoon, morning.
ASMR of just sniffs. Snotty sniffs.
Mouth breathing.
Mouth breathing. All right, I'm good. It passed.
All right.
Are we closing the book on what do you do?
I think so.
Okay, what did you say you'd do?
With the book?
Yeah.
I don't read it.
You don't read it. Do you keep it? Or do you bury it somewhere?
I would probably give it to someone else to get rid of.
Gotcha.
That way I don't know where it's at.
Makes sense.
Because, like, again, I don't want to know.
You could just chuck it into the ocean, but
I could.
Same thing. All right. Well, we'll shut the book on what do you do.
Yeah. Let us know what you would do.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Email us in.
Email us or tweet us.
Or tweet us. I trust you podcast at gmail.com or at my friend podcast at Twitter.
That's right. Allie had a qualm.
A qualm?
With us about the last week's episode.
What happened in last week's episode?
We were talking about people emailing us.
Yeah.
And that we got our first email.
Yeah.
Allie actually sent us the first email.
Did she?
Yeah, a long time ago.
No, she didn't.
She did.
I don't believe that for 2 seconds.
It was like before we got on back row and when we were still laying on the couches and doing this.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe that for 2 2 seconds. Let me scroll through all of these emails that we got. Oh. Okay. Good afternoon. You're my friend and I trust you. I just wanted to say congrats on your win today. Your audience is very excited for the podcast. We always knew it would do great things. Don't forget us when you're big and famous. Love, a sometimes listener.
That must have been when we first got on Back Row.
Maybe, yeah. We got on Back Row in June.
I don't know.
Late June, early July.
Has it been? Yeah, it probably was because like we were on at camp at least.
We should, when we've been on Back Row for a year, we should do something for Back Row. We should send them a cake.
We should.
From You're My Friend and I Trust You.
Yeah.
How do you
with
send
our faces
people?
on it?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
How do you send a cake?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
We'll figure it out. We'll work on the details. But guys, if you're listening to this, don't tell Back Row. It's going to be a surprise. Don't tell Matt at Back Row.
No.
It's going to be a surprise.
No idea.
We're going to catch him off guard.
We're just sending like 400 balloons.
An inconvenient amount of balloons. And put glitter in all of them.
Yes.
So if he pops them, glitter bomb.
Did I tell you what happened to Allie's car when we went on our honeymoon?
No.
So Allie's my wife. We went on our honeymoon and left. At the time, like we lived in a small apartment and like it was only street parking. Mm-hmm. So it was more convenient to leave her car at the church.
Okay.
And so our senior pastor decided to fill her car with balloons, like an inconvenient amount of balloons. So I had to go in and pop all of them. And then I had to go in and clean up all the little balloon parts everywhere.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to do that little segment that we were talking about?
I don't remember.
The Christmas jingles.
The Christmas jingles.
Yeah.
We can.
All right. Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Are you awake enough?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't exactly remember how we're going to start this.
Okay. So, to give you Back Row and podcast listeners a little backstory to this, Pudge and I were traveling one day in the vehicle, and we were singing as we often do.
Yes.
Just not to the radio, just to ourselves. And we started, it was like June, or July, I think. Actually, mid-July.
Yeah, mid-July.
And we started singing Christmas songs. And we were harmonizing, which we cannot do.
No.
And we were singing older Christmas songs and not knowing any of the lyrics. So we're going to do that for you today. And hopefully it's funny and you enjoy it.
And our listeners drop
Just womp. Well, that sounds horrible. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, His truth is marching on. The grapes of wrath is turning, and little baby boy. Oh, little star of David, above the truth that is plains. The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields where they laid, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Noel, Noel, come, they told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, pum, pum. The ox and lamb kept time, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I have no gifts to bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, to give to Christ our King, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, pum-pum. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive is.
I'm trying to find it. Just keep going, I'll get it.
That mourns in lowly exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel.
Here we go. I'll just go.
Shout to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
I can't sing.
I love that you're like, whether you do it intentionally or not, you put one finger even just over your headphone. Like you're trying to hear yourself with headphones on.
I have a list here of Christmas songs. How does God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen go?
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let every soul shall say, remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power, and he was on his way. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, hey guys, thanks for listening. We hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
that's right.
And a Black Friday.
We hope that our Black Friday advice sat on your hearts.
Yeah, from last episode.
Which is probably one of our better episodes.
I would say. I would recommend that one for people to start with.
Yes.
If they were brand new to this podcast, listen to one episode ago.
And it would probably give us more grace for all the stupid things that we've said.
Yes.
And all of the other ones.
Probably.
Or done, like sing Christmas carols.
Yeah. But thank you so much for listening. Be nice to people this holiday season.
That's right.
And a way that you can be nice to people is donate to a little thing that we got going on here.
That's also correct.
What a segue, right?
That was a great segue. Donnie and I are willing to punish ourselves by running a 5K if, and only if, we raise $500 in donations to Compassion International.
Compassion International.
We love what they do for all the kids and everything else that they have their hand in the world. And we figured people like to give during this season, which is good.
Yeah.
And we think that there's a lot of great organizations you can give to, but this is one in particular that we can kind of cling on to. And, you know, you guys can see us really embarrass ourselves by running a 5K if we get $500 for Compassion International.
If we get $500 for Compassion, we're going to run a 5K. If you donate to Compassion in this fund, which you can find the link to our campaign on our Twitter.
I just pinned it.
Which is at my friend podcast. So if just pinned our Twitter or our tweet. So if you go to at my friend podcast, it'll be the first tweet you see.
That's right.
Is this campaign link. Or if you just want to go to GoFundMe.com, it is the You're My Friend and I Trust You 5K for Compassion. If you type that into GoFundMe, you'll find it there. I wanted to be direct and to the point. I'm sorry that I let you down by making such a long title. My bad.
Oh, it makes sense.
It really
Think
does.
about the whole thing, and if you put those words in the GoFundMe, it'll probably pop up.
Maybe I should have done some research. What are other people calling their GoFundMes? I didn't.
YMAIFTY.
YMFAITY.
YMFAITY. Podcast 5K for compassion for the orphans.
For the well, they cap it off. You can only say so much.
Did you try to go longer?
I did try to go longer. They wouldn't let They said, nope, this is too long. But you can donate to that. We would love it if you do that. If you donate, send us a screenshot of, I think you get like an email back if you donate, just like confirming that you've donated. Send us a screenshot of that email, or do that, and then we'll get in touch with you later once we reach our cap, because what we're going to do is we're going to film ourselves training and we're going to film ourselves running the 5K.
That's right.
So you will get a video of that. It'll probably be like a 3 to 5 minute video. You'll get a
3 to 5 minute video of the 3 hours it takes us to run this.
Yes. Heavily edited. A 5K is 3 miles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
An
it'll
hour
probably
a
take
mile.
us. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds about right. So be nice to people. Even if you don't give to our charity, maybe instead of buying something for yourself or buying something that somebody that you would normally buy presents for doesn't need, maybe pull your money and what you would have spent on somebody, give it to somebody in need this holiday season.
Yes, we encourage you to do that.
Yep. You can write us in any questions you have, any mean things you want to say, any nice things you want to say.
We can handle it.
We can handle it at itrustyoupodcast@gmail.com.
And again, check us out on Twitter at My Friend Podcast. And I am the Jordan Mentor on Twitter.
I am at Don Moretti.
And we hope we've soothed your ear holes today.
Yes. Also, you can find us on Back Row Radio, on the Back Row Radio app.
On Fridays.
Yep, on Fridays. And then we release the podcast Friday evening or Saturday morning. And that's on iTunes, Podbean, or wherever else podcasts are
YouTube.
YouTube.
On Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify and YouTube. Yep. So just type in You're My Friend and I Trust You podcast into Google and you'll find us. Have a happy holiday season.
Trying to take Christ out of Christmas.
Just two dudes having a conversation. You're my friend and I trust you.